will tell you a story that teaches us that problems should all... Hi guys! There's a children's tale about a king who pretended to be an ordinary peasant in order to check on his subjects. Unfortunately, the story took an unexpected turn, but that prompted the king to act in the most decisive way and make changes. It's just a fairy tale, but it defines our present-day reality. Today I will tell you a story that teaches us that problems should always be solved from within. Politicians shouldn't act for the camera or recognition, but should rather aim at achieving results. So, meet Ben McAdams, the mayor of Salt Lake City in Utah, USA. He has always worked to improve the lives of ordinary people in his county. His efforts gradually gave good results, but one problem remained: homelessness. Of course, much was done to make the local homeless people full-fledged members of society. For that purpose, special shelters were opened, providing everyone in need with a bed and some food. However, despite the large amount of money invested in the project, the homeless preferred to avoid the shelters for some reason, and many of them would even rather stay on the street than spend their nights at a specialized center. Discussing it with his employees, the mayor always got the same answer: homeless people are lazy, and they're simply unwilling to change anything in their life. Ben could probably have taken their word for it, but he decided to do something else. One day, the mayor took off his expensive suit and changed into dirty jeans and a baggy sweater. He left his comfortable office and went to explore the streets and garbage dumps. The tramp in disguise only took his phone for emergencies, a bag with some old clothes, and a piece of canvas. This made him look no different from any other homeless person, and thus, he became one of them, at least on the outside. Ben had a hard time at first. Now that he was homeless, he seemed to be invisible. People just walked by and pretended he wasn't there at all. The small donations he got were barely enough for a scanty snack. And since the mayor left his wallet behind, he was literally starving all the time during this experiment. The mayor in disguise spent his first night on the lawn of Rio Grande, a troubled neighborhood known for many beggars living there. Ben tried to find out why the homeless preferred sleeping outside, and one of his unfortunate compatriots casually told him that violence and drug abuse flourished in homeless centers, while the local administration simply turned a blind eye to it. He added that you couldn't just lose all your belongings there, but your health as well. At the same time, the staff often mishandled the residents and demanded money from them. Of course, the mayor took the words of the homeless with a grain of salt. How was that possible? His subordinates had told him that the homeless people were simply lazy, and there were no other problems. But Ben wouldn't be Ben if he hadn't gotten to the bottom of it. In order to verify this information, the next night, the mayor in disguise headed to the state homeless shelter, clueless about what he would see. As soon as the newly made beggar began to settle down on his bunk, his compassionate neighbor gave him a few tips. You had to leave your shoes on when you went to bed, so that they wouldn't be stolen, just like other personal belongings. It was also important not to visit the restroom at night, to avoid unnecessary problems. Overall, you needed to be as quiet as possible if you wanted to see the dawn. Ben was shocked by this turn of events, but there was more. As soon as the homeless mayor settled in and was getting ready to sleep, he heard a strange fuss in the room, and he soon sensed a pungent smell of illegal substances. But that wasn't all. All night long, strange-looking people roamed the shelter, looking rather like criminals than the homeless. They would casually chat with the staff and the guards, then they would walk out and in again. At the same time, the shelter residents were even afraid to look in their direction. In fact, it all looked as if the shelter was living according to its own rules and regulations, and certainly not the way their mayor had expected. Yes, we have to admit, Ben felt ill at ease. However, what shocked him most was the staff's reaction to his remark about the strange-looking people roaming the shelter. Their answer struck him: stay out of it and go to sleep, or leave the shelter. So the mayor spent that night quietly, just watching what was going on. That night showed the mayor what was really happening at the shelters: fights and violence, theft and illegal substances, suspicious-looking people, and the staff's indifference. The mayor saw all that with his own eyes, and he came to understand why it was that the homeless people tried to avoid these places. However, the most interesting thing was that the whole undercover operation that lasted for 2 days and 3 nights was kept secret. The mayor didn't reveal it to anyone except his assistant. Actually, no one had recognized the official, and the story itself became public only 4 months later. It was important for Ben to find out what was really going on before choosing a site for a new, modern shelter. I was just shocked, the mayor later said. The letters that I'd been getting turned out to be false. Now I understand exactly why people avoid shelters. According to the rules, all bags and other items must be examined by the guards. Moreover, the staff is supposed to keep an order, but none of that was happening. A week later, the mayor dismissed everyone who was responsible for this area, starting from the city hall officials and ending with the director of the center and his staff. After that, the mayor made a statement that he would personally and thoroughly engage in the new reforms to change the lives of the homeless for the better. We do hope that he succeeds. So friends, how do you personally feel about this out-of-the-box approach to the mayor's work? Do you think this is what politicians should be doing? Be sure to write about it in the comments. And that's all for today. Give the video a thumbs up. See you soon. Bye.
Bia? I haven't seen Bia. Who is she? Bia? Where are you, third or second?
Hmm.